What was it like to step into a role that people already love so much?
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I think it was so awesome and such a unique experience to have such a supportive fan base already for this beloved book series, and that's a credit to Elle Kennedy's amazing work. And it was such an honor to be able to be given the space to breathe life into these characters and kind of make it our own in a way that still feels true to the books. And yeah, I hope that people who are fans of the books feel very satisfied with what we've done here.
I think they will be. And Hannah's a songwriter. What song do you think would encompass her character?
Oh, okay. I always say "Scared of My Guitar," Olivia Rodrigo. That's the one. And also, one I figured out kind of later on in the filming process was "Some Beach Flies" by Ethel Cain. That's a good one. And then obviously any One Direction. It's got to be One Direction.
It's always One Direction.
It's always One Direction. I'm just trying to be different for once.
Definitely. What was your audition process like going into this project?
Goodness. It was insane. So I had 2 self-tapes, a Zoom call, and then in less than 48 hours I was in LA and meeting everybody for the first time and connecting all of these characters together. I met Belmont, I met Mika, I met Jalen, Antonio, Josh, I met everybody in there, and it was just a really crazy experience. And then after I had a few more Zoom calls, and then they finally told me.
And now here we are.
Which is still so surreal to me. It's insane.
Definitely. And you obviously star alongside Belmont. You hadn't met, I'm assuming, before. So how did you guys kind of build that chemistry and like friendship off screen to go on screen?
I mean, it was so easy from the get-go. We're such good friends. We had honestly the best time together. Just so much laughter and fun, and that's like what that connection and trust builds is such a safe space for us to go to really emotionally vulnerable places with each other, and that was really special about our relationship, and also getting to portray a relationship that I really love between ship name Garrett and Hannah. Didn't even mean to say that, but there we go. Yep.
What was it like joining this project?
It was really fun. Everybody here is fantastic. It was a really enriching shoot. It was challenging at times, namely when I had to learn how to play hockey. But it was great. I mean, top down, we have a really good team and system on the show. I'm really proud of it.
And you guys are so close on screen. How did you guys kind of foster that and have the chemistry translate on screen?
Yeah, well, the guys and I got there early to do some hockey boot camp. So we were spending 2.5 hours together training in the morning, and then I brought them with me to lift afterwards. And that's a really easy way to get endeared to a group of guys. And then when you all got to Vancouver, it was really easy. I mean, you spend a lot of time with people when you make TV, and everybody's fantastic. We had a ton of fun, just right out of the gate. We all got along. It's a rare experience to get this many young actors together and have so much fun all the time. I feel very lucky.
And who do you think from the cast is most like their character?
That's tough. Everybody has certain things that make them like their character, and a lot of things that make them different. Steven's not like Dean, but in a lot of ways, he is. I'm going to say Stephen Kalin.
And what was your audition process like to join this project?
For me, the audition process started when I took a meeting with Gina and Louisa, our showrunners, and we discussed Garrett and off-campus, generally and specifically, for quite some time. And that was my introduction to the character. It sounded like a really good opportunity to give a performance in a show that had a really rich cast and a great fabric of storylines. And I was really excited. So I went in on the last day for chemistry reads, and I met everybody, and I gave them my audition. And I got the call a few days later. I was so happy.
It's amazing. And last question, there's a lot of steamy scenes in this, book turned series. How do you kind of approach that? Did you guys have an intimacy coordinator, or what was that like?
Yeah. We're very particular and careful about intimacy scenes. We have an intimacy coordinator. She's fantastic. We talk about everything ahead of time, down to the nitty-gritty detail. So before we get on the set, we know everything that's going to go on. And then when we get on set, we go over it all again. Those sex scenes in the show exist to serve the narrative and to further the dynamics of the characters. So that's what's really important. We have a lot of creative conversations about what this particular sex scene means to their relationship. So it's a really holistic approach, and we felt as safe and comfortable as you possibly can in an intimacy garment in front of a bunch of crew.
I forgot that we were watching the show today. And I forgot that not everybody else has seen the show. Like, I'm freaking out. But I'm super excited for everyone to finally get to watch it.
Definitely, and this already has such a strong fan base online. How do you kind of honor fan opinion versus like what the show should do like on its own?
I think the fan opinion is super important, and I hope that we did do a good job honoring it in the show. I think more than anything, the fans have been so supportive online. It's been really great. You know, sometimes it's hit or miss with an adaptation. I know people feel so strongly they love these characters, but truly, like, the off-campus fans have been so sweet and like so pure of heart, and there's been like very minimal negativity. So I'm feeling really good about it.
Yeah, and this obviously goes into many different stories. How do you kind of plan for like long-term storytelling with a book that has so much content? Like, how do you pick and choose?
Man, I mean, I don't know. I just think that we're super fortunate to have such a long lifespan of these characters. You know what I mean? Like, we get to, you know, Ella and Belmont get to lead this season, and Allie is kind of, you know, the best friend supporting character, and I just think it's a really great opportunity to like take it slow. It's like a slow burn in developing Allie, which is like a luxury that you don't usually get.
Definitely. And last question. So a lot of people are loving The Summer I Turned Pretty, Max and Hall, all these shows. Why do you think people want to see romance on TV? Like, why do people crave it?
Who doesn't want to go home and watch a love story? Like, I think people love love, and we want to see it on TV. So
the biggest honor of my life, man. Honestly, to get to work on an adaptation of some really beloved characters and really beloved books. There's a responsibility there, but there's also just like an excitement and like what an honor to get to do something like this. So yeah, and to work with these really cool people is just that added bonus on top. Yeah.
Did you feel any pressure stepping into a role that people love so much?
Yeah, of course. Like, obviously you put a little bit of pressure on yourself, but also it's less of a pressure and more of a responsibility to just like bring this beloved character and a character that people really, really do love so much to life in an authentic and true way, and give them what they want from the books and also like a little bit more. And I think people are going to be really excited for what they see in the series.
Definitely. And we're seeing that a lot with like The Summer I Turned Pretty, heated rivalry. Like, people love romance. Why do you think people like look for that on TV?
Oh man, I don't know. Some really awesome escapism and some really awesome romanticism. I think romanticize life a little bit, you know? That's how you got to do it. And it's a really cute story, so you should definitely watch it. I don't know who's over there in the camera, but I hope you guys are having fun over there. The followers. Yeah.
And anything you can tease for season 2?
No. Nothing. No, we actually don't know much about what's going on for season 2. We're just excited. I think you got a good glimpse into like every character, so you're kind of excited about what the future means for every single one of these guys. So I'm excited for each one of the characters to have their moment. Yeah.
So funny enough, like it's a really small world. Mika and I were both on the pit in the first season, and our director of the first 2 episodes of Off Campus directed an episode of the pit. So when this came across my table and I saw Silvertree's name, and I was engaged, but I read the script, and there was just something that Louisa and Gina had done with the YA, the poppiness of all of it, that there was this heart underlined in everything. And I'm a big fan of. I'm an avid reader. Found out that it was a book talk craze, and if I can get on that, it would be wonderful. Because it's book talk, something that hasn't been tapped into yet. It's just now being tapped into. So to see what that can do is lovely. But there was just this heart within it that was undeniable, and I think people are going to see it today. What we've been holding from everybody as a secret, it's going to be surprising. Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of craze, like you're saying, with The Summer I Turned Pretty, heated rivalry books turned series. Why do you think people crave romance on TV?
Romance on TV? I always say, I talk to my friends about this all the time, but bringing up COVID again, everybody being inside for that long, is just like this yearn for like romance and being seen and to love and all that. But also, I don't know. I think there's just art is more available. I think I'm going to say heated rivalry also paved such a good path for the spicy romance, especially in hockey, which we're grateful for, the perfect timing and everything. But I think people are just craving the yearn. I'm going to say that, craving the yearn. Yeah.
And you guys are close on screen, clearly, and off screen. How did you guys build that kind of to get into the vibe?
Yeah, we did a 2-week hockey boot camp prior to actually shooting, and with that, I didn't play hockey before. Belmont didn't play hockey. Antonio played a little bit. Steven's a freaking legend at hockey. So sucking at something together, falling on your butt, falling on your head, crashing into the boards, builds camaraderie to like be humbled and everything, but to have somebody teach you a lot, which is lovely. Yeah.
I mean, it's a dream, really. Like, anytime there's an existing fan base, is like a bit of a responsibility, but at the same time, it's like, what more can you ask for? Yeah.
And you guys are close on screen, obviously. So how did you guys kind of build that off screen to kind of go into the series?
I mean, if you look around, everyone's amazing. So we get along very, very well, and we all became really, really fast friends. It was nice. Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of, traction with like the Summer I Turned Pretty, heated rivalry. Like people are looking for romance. Why do you think people like crave romance on TV now?
Well, I mean, I feel like at the moment in society, I'm going to sound like a boomer, but everyone's very, why are you laughing? Everyone's very against, I guess, like having your heart on your sleeve or telling people how you feel, and I think show does a good job of just like, I don't know, people loving fearlessly in a way, and I think that's pretty rare at the moment. Yeah.
How's it feel?
Feels
project
great.
is here.
The show's coming out very soon, so I'm very excited. Yeah.
Well, first question from the cast: who do you think is the most like their character?
The most like their character. I think. I'd say maybe Antonio. Antonio's got this sweet, sensitive side to him, and that's very much so Logan. I'd probably say Antonio. Yeah.
Definitely. And you guys are close on screen, obviously. How did you guys kind of build that off screen, that chemistry?
Well, we had like 2 weeks of hockey boot camp to begin with, and so we spent a lot of time together, kind of playing hockey together, in the shower together. Well, not in the shower, just basically me and then everyone getting changed. But we'd hang out together, we'd brush our teeth together, we'd even cuddle together. We got very close. So by the time we came to day one, that chemistry was already there.
You were ready.
Yeah, I was totally ready.
Definitely. And we're seeing a lot of success with shows like The Summer I Turned Pretty, heated rivalry, romance on screen. Why do people like that? Why do you think people are looking for that on TV?
I think people really connect to these characters, and it's who doesn't love to see a coming of age story of people growing up and learning things about themselves and healing, and I think people just really connect to that kind of vibe. Yeah.